Happy Wednesday out there. Scott Barber here, Grace Community Church, Reflections from the Rev. We're still talking about resilient joy in the book of Philippians, and specifically what it looks like in the life of the Apostle Paul. Remember, he's imprisoned, and that imprisonment would happen over 2 years. And the people he's talking to, they're losing hope. They're being persecuted. They're having their liberties taken away. Life's not looking good. Paul's in quarantine, but he has joy. He has this joy that's untouchable. His circumstances haven't affected it. His mood and emotions haven't changed. And this joy isn't just stay with him. His joy is contagious. That's a powerful thing about joy. And as we look at today's verse here, in chapter 1, we've been looking at 12 and 13, and where Paul talks about the gospel, that his imprisonment has served to advance the gospel. And so adversity hasn't arrested his joy. He's advancing in the midst of adversity. But listen to this, he says, and most of the brothers have become more confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, and are much more bold to speak the word without fear. So Paul, we've talked the last couple of sessions about how Paul didn't give up. Paul saw opportunities in adversity. Paul had an incredible attitude shift that wasn't affected by his circumstances changing, by his quarantine. But not only that, but Paul's joy was contagious. He says, most of the brothers, having become confident in the Lord in my imprisonment, are more bold. His joy is contagious. Have you noticed that? That true, genuine joy is contagious in the life of others? But you know what also is contagious? Fear. Fear is contagious as well. You know, in the season of coronavirus, we've talked about how we've got to wash our hands, right, for 20 seconds. We're now being told to wear masks. We're finding out how airborne this virus is. It's highly contagious, and we can be contagious without even having symptoms. But we can be contagious in this season with our joy, or we can be contagious in this season with our fear. Paul's writing to these Philippians, and their response in this season was self-centeredness, was a survival response, anxiety, and that was spreading in their church, in their community. But Paul is demonstrating that by his own resilience, by his own joy in the midst of adversity, others saw it, and they were emboldened him themselves. They saw that they could have joy and overcome their adversity themselves. And so we can be agents, friends, today. And in this season of joy, we can be contagious agents in this season. Now, that doesn't mean we're not authentic. That doesn't mean we just put on a happy face, right? Paul talks about, in the midst of all of his adversity going on here, that he was poor, yet making many people sick. That he was sorrowful, yet still rejoicing. Joy is a choice, friends. Paul was still discouraged and depressed, if you will. He went through that. He felt that. That was real. But he didn't let even his internal experience or his external experience determine his joy. His joy was a choice, and it was contagious. You can choose joy today. It doesn't mean that you're lying or denying what's really happening for you. Life may really be hard right now for you, and you can choose joy. Why? Because our King is on the throne. Because Jesus conquered the grave. As we celebrate this Sunday, the tomb is empty. We can choose joy. Because Christ suffered on the cross out of joy for you and me. He chose joy. It's a choice. We can be contagious. We are contagious. We are. All of us are. We're contagious. But what are you contagious with? Fear? Anxiety? Self-centeredness? Or Or are you contagious with joy? Let's choose joy, friends. Let's turn our eyes on Jesus. Let's choose joy no matter what we're going through. And let's be infectious. Amen? Blessings to you.